and also to Elijah Morris, who hasn't signed his contract yet. And I thought that was a given because we really don't know. But I do need to reiterate that Howie Roseman did say that these trades did not have nothing to do with the A.J. Brown situation. Right now, A.J. Brown is an Eagle. And you could take that with a grain of salt because right now, as it stands, literally he's not lying. He is a Philadelphia Eagle as it states right now, but we should see after June 2nd, because right now he could be the open and close case of the needs that the Philadelphia Eagles are looking for. And I'll explain that a little bit later in this video. But before I do, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, ding the bell for notifications so you miss anything wrong with the Philadelphia Eagles on this channel. Let's get into it. So by now, I know everybody's seen the Nick Foles podcast where he's talking about A.J. Brown and basically him wanting to be traded.
I do think, like you said, Howie Roseman's not shutting it down. He's not saying he's an Eagle right now. That makes me, and what they're doing, like you talked about, they're making their receiver room stronger. They have a first-year coordinator in Sean Mannion. You don't want to deal with, what they dealt with last year with AJ. Now, AJ had merit looking back. Like, why was he frustrated? Well, it was why the concepts of the offense and how it was ran with Kevin Patullo. Looking back, that's maybe what the frustration was. Was it with Jalen Hurts? I don't know. I'm not in the facility. No idea. But because of those things and different people I know around the league that know AJ a little bit, I would think what I've gathered is wants to be traded, but I also think he wants to be traded to specific places. I think New England would make a lot of sense because of his history of Vrabel. I think that's obvious, right? And I think he even said he grew up a Patriots fan, if I'm correct. So that would be twofold situation. But really because Howie's not shutting it down. That's a big thing. And he's going to have a lot of strategy behind it. He's going to get something he wants, but I do think it's going to come to a point where he realized last year was very difficult. This is Howie, and he doesn't want to do that again with the first-year coordinator. And if A.J. Brown's not happy, which it seems like he's not super happy in Philly, but he's got to give the lip service to say he is, they're going to try to find a way to hopefully make it right for him and make it right for the Eagles.
And I agree. I feel like that he does want to be traded. If you look back at this offseason, even during the Super Bowl run, yes, he did say everything right at the podcast with Michael Parsons. And he was just basically saying things like, he's enjoying the Sean Mannion's scheme of things and he cannot wait to get back to work. He's saying everything the correct way. But then you go fast forward to him and Derrick Henry on a podcast, and he's not really stopping him or just shutting down the rumors that he wants to leave the team and everything like that. Then he goes to the Patriots podcast with Grunt and Edelman, and he basically did not shut it down, and he winked. Certain things is really telling you that he's 50-50 about the team right now. He really doesn't know, but he's going to be PC about how he's thinking about the changes that's going on in Philadelphia with the offense and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So you go into the Nick Foles podcast, and he's basically speaking unspeakable truths that people are fans, Eagles fans, do not want to realize that A.J. Brown has 1 foot out the door. A.J. Brown has 1 foot out the door, and the organization knows that. A.J. Brown knows that. People outside with a brain knows that A.J. Brown is 1 foot out the door. Right now, going into this 2026 season, A.J. Brown is going to be 29 years old. So if he's going to be 29 years old, we're not getting what we think that we're going to get from him. That's the hard truth. We're not going to get that at all unless somebody's very desperate for a number 1 wide receiver. And that shows with the Patriots, whereas though you got the Patriots fans actually putting up that, hey, A.J. Brown's wife is looking for hockey. I think it was hockey or something like that. She's looking for things out there in Boston. It's now trickling down to this guy's family and everything like that. And no rumors being shut down. Like I said before in my last video, the interview or the presser that Howie Roseman and Nick Sirianni did, it left us with more questions than anything. A.J. Brown's not saying that he wants to be an Eagle. And remain an Eagle. He's not shutting down any of these damn rumors. Then you got the Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel situation where now that's basically blowing up everything. And as far as AJ Brown, you don't really hear too much about it, but at the same time, AJ Brown does want to be traded. And I'm not mad at it because with or without AJ Brown, I feel like that we would be fine. That takes me to the Philadelphia Eagles. But before I get to the Philadelphia Eagles, I do want to talk about how Nick Foles said that AJ Brown can persevere in the Sean Mannion scheme of things.
Look at it.
Well, and what's crazy for AJ is with Sean Mannion coming in, the offense he's going to run, it's perfect for him because they're going to be a run. Like, so he did it. He was amazing in Tennessee.
You think it's perfect for AJ?
I think it's great. Big body receiver. And the reason I say that is they're going to be a run first, really like a lot of under center play action, sort of look up, hit like a bang 8 post sort of thing. A lot like what he did with Ryan Tannehill with the Tennessee Titans. You know, they were a run first team. Ryan was really great off the play action. And there was, you know, they had to load the box because of Derrick Henry. And, you know, you got Saquon Barkley. And then all of a sudden you're just one-on-one with the corner. Because everyone's stepping up for the run support. It's one-on-one on a 5-step post route, a comeback route, all those things off play action, you know, a deep post. It's going to fit him really well with what Sean's bringing in. It's going to, you know, he's going to have air. He's going to have room to run once he catches it because everyone's going to be playing the run with what they're doing with the motions and the jet motions and stuff like that. They're going to run bootlegs. They run a lot of bootlegs. They're going to be doing that. So I think the offense is actually going to fit him well being a big body receiver.
Okay.
But, you know, it comes down to is he going to, you know, it's crazy. Like, I want him to be an Eagle. I think he fits being an Eagle. I don't know what's going on behind the walls with being disgruntled and being frustrated. Is it beyond repair? I don't know. Obviously, there's something going on. So,
Nick,
but I do think it's a good offense for him.
And I feel like he can. I feel like that Sean Mannion could bring out the best out of AJ Brown as the Philadelphia Eagles, even though he gave us some marvelous years, took us to 2 Super Bowl. Well, he was a part of the 2 Super Bowl teams. I feel like that AJ Brown could persevere here more than anywhere else, even with the Patriots, whereas though that he felt like that he could be coexistent with the head coach and everything like that. But you don't have AJ. AJ Brown doesn't have a Jalen Hurts on the squad. AJ Brown doesn't know that chemistry with a Drake May. You know what I'm saying? But AJ Brown does want to leave. Do I want AJ Brown to leave? Absolutely not. I feel like that we are more of a dangerous offense with him. It's just unfortunate that we had somebody like Kevin Patullo / Nick Sirianni last season that was calling the plays, and he was frustrated with that, and he could have been also frustrated with Jalen Hurts. But Jalen Hurts was caught in the middle of pleasing people, and then also AJ Brown and Devonta Smith and so forth, and then also listening to what the hell is going on with Kevin Patullo and Nick Sirianni, right? So when it comes to AJ Brown, like I feel like that a lot of us Eagles fans are saying that, oh no, we don't need to trade AJ Brown and all that, but we can't say that in the same breath and then say Devonta Smith is also a number 1. I'm cool with Devonta Smith being a number 1. Devonta Smith is one of my favorite Eagles of all time. He goes to work, put his head down, do what he needs to do. Skinny Batman. He gets banged up and everything. He takes the hits. He goes up for 50-50 balls. Deep period. Pause. But he is. I'm all right with that. Now, a lot of people say, well, we lose AJ Brown. Who do we get? You know, this wide receiver draft this season or this draft, it's very wide receiver heavy, and I'm not mad if they do go wide receiver early because that tell us what we need to know already. But I do have certain scenarios about AJ Brown. I will get to that as well. But I do like what the Philadelphia Eagles are doing as well. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are preparing life without AJ Brown, or if AJ Brown does stay, then it would be more of a daily offense. But with the way AJ Brown is presenting it, I don't feel like that AJ Brown is going to remain an Eagle after this season, even if he does come back for this 1 year. But I do have a question for everyone. Would you trade AJ Brown if it means that you can get Keon Sadiq? You know, a lot of people are excited that he was one of the top 30 visits. What was it? Probably a week ago now. And this close to the draft, would you trade AJ Brown if it means that you could get Keon Sadiq? Or would you trade AJ Brown if it means that we could get a a bona fide edge rusher, because since probably Hassan Reddick, we haven't had an edge rusher that can actually dominate a game like he has. It was just edge by committee, not taking any away from guys like Brandon Graham or Jugs Hunt or Nolan Smith, but you don't have somebody that's going to give you those double-digit sacks a season. So would you rather trade A.J. Brown knowing that Devonta Smith is going to be our number one receiver, and then we could just have the 4 wide outs like Charmaine likes to run, and then we also can have a 2 tight end set if we did get somebody like Keon Sadiq? What would you rather have? Let me know in the comments. But what the fuck? That's all I got for y'all today, man. If y'all like this video, please subscribe and like the video, and just share with friends and family and everything. Follow me on X at KingDVSports. If you want to hear anything more about the Philadelphia Eagles, or you have any questions, don't hesitate to comment in my community. Is open to the public to the point where you can actually just ask questions and everything like that. But it's King DV signing out.